What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're looking at South African rugby as they gather momentum in order to bring the sport back to South Africa, which is great news. We're moving somewhere in the direction of where we hopefully could see rugby in August. That's what the bid is looking into. South African teams and their players will take an important step next week in their bid to get rugby going again in South Africa. They are set to return to their teams on Monday, July 20th for Currie Cup training sessions. Now, South African rugby has decided to take on the different approach to what Australia and what New Zealand are doing at bringing the Super Rugby format in. South Africa are going to bring a Currie Cup tournament in, which isn't a bad idea, and it's something different and something exciting for us to look forward to. Hopefully they do something different in order to spice a tournament up, because Currie Cup hasn't been in the hottest form of late. No great support, but currently we don't have support right now. And I was in a big favour of the State of the Origins tournament, which I think could still happen if we get the green light. So there's still a lot that could be happening, especially when we're not seeing international rugby for South Africa coming anytime soon. So for now, there are at least plans being spoken about, and we're progressing into ways forward. So it says that they just wanted to do a different approach going to what New Zealand and Australia did, which I think is smart, because if we look at Australian Super Rugby tournament, it's not been hit with as much momentum as what we've seen in New Zealand. I mean, New Zealand's really taken off, and it's exciting and it's intense. But I think also, I don't know, the level of rugby down there, the attitude is on fire and etc. Whereas Australia's had a lot of negativity with CEO. So I think it's going to take time for Australia to build the momentum. And maybe as they finish up, it will pick up speed a bit. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So players are going to be returning back to the teams on the 20th, which means we're going to be moving forward into hopefully getting a tournament going at the end of August. That was the predictions. I'm still saying September, because South Africa are hitting their peak stage at the end of July and August. So we still got a lot of work to do if we're talking about reducing lockdown more and more. But so yeah, we haven't played rugby since mid-March on a competitive level. Obviously, with Super Rugby was suspended at the first time, but hopefully we'll come back just as strong. I mean, the guys would have been training in their home gyms, running, doing all their things. This they keep active and fit. But the question is when the physical contact comes about, when we see these guys start tackling, when we see these guys start moving forward, those are going to be the deciders as to when or if and how they're going to handle it. Because if we look at Super Rugby in New Zealand, we've seen a lot of injuries occur, and obviously the bodies are a little bit rusty and a little bit weaker because they're not used to that physical contact. Obviously, because gyms are still closed in South Africa, so there's been no ability in order to do some physical contact type sport. So it's going to be interesting to see how we adapt. But hopefully we can do what Australia and New Zealand have done, and we look like we haven't stopped playing rugby, which I'm hoping for. Meanwhile, in South Africa, unfortunately, top teams have already reported positive COVID-19 tests. 2 Western Province players have been hit with COVID-19, and a member of the Lions staff revealed that 1 player and a staff member has been tested positive. And then today, Wednesday, at the time of this recording, 3 Sharks players have tested positive for the virus. So we're still in spreading stages of coronavirus, and they're going to have to obviously go into some type of quarantine and get these guys healthy and back to normal so that these players can get back to. So there's still a lot of work for South Africa, and by mentioning that makes me wonder, it's not going to happen early August, it's going to happen towards the end of August if we see any rugby. So fingers crossed, things get resolved, we can get a way forward into producing some quality sport from these guys. And I'm excited. I'm dying for some South African sport, and I think South African fans are doing the same. I'm loving Super Rugby over in New Zealand, don't get me wrong. It's awesome, it's exciting, but I want to see South African boykies as well. So let's hope, fingers crossed, we can get some quality rugby out again in South Africa, of course. So we'll have to stay tuned and stay positive for that story. Some great news coming from South Africa and from British and Irish Lions is that the tour dates have been confirmed. So we're going to see this British and Irish Lions tour take place in 2021 in South Africa next year. Everything is staying the same. So some fantastic news coming out that we all delighted and excited to hear is that this tournament will continue, and that's pretty much what we've all been wanting and getting excited for, getting the momentum going for, because we want to see rugby back. So just a brief highlight of the fixtures. They're gonna play the Stormers on the 3rd of July, South African Invitational on the 7th of July in PE. I will be at that game. Selkie Sharks on the Saturday 10th of July. On Wednesday, South Africa Ace, 14 July, 17 July Bulls, 24 July Springboks, 31st of July Springboks, and then the 7th of August Springboks. So much rugby to look forward to. 2021 is hopefully going to be a better year for rugby. Whether or not they'll have crowds, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, British and Irish Lions tour has been confirmed, and we will see it take place in 2021. It's a fantastic news for us to celebrate. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Subscribe to his channel for more rugby content. You won't regret it. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.